Hey, 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 it's Deanne. How are you? Happy Thursday. I'm here today to talk about food. We talked a little bit about hydration and water on Tuesday. So I want to talk a little bit more about food for stress and overall health, the beauty of the skin, regularity. A lot of times we hear more about meditation and breathing for stress, but I also want you to realize that nutrition and lifestyle habits are also very, very important. So, today I want to talk about a food group, probably my favorite food group, that really is wonderful for overall health, especially stress. And most of you who know me probably know that yes, I love vegetables. That is that food group that I think is the most important one out of all of them. And this is kind of a subgroup of that. And it is green leafy vegetables. And most of you may say, ugh, salad. That's all you think about is lettuces and salad, and that's boring. But I'm here to tell you it's totally not. You have to think of it in a different light. You have to change your beliefs around green leafy vegetables because they're absolutely amazing. So let's talk about some non-lettuce type green leafy vegetables. So you've got cauliflower and broccoli and bok choy and Brussels sprouts and cabbage and celery and asparagus. And then, yes, you do have all of the wonderful lettuces, so romaine and spinach and arugula and red lettuce and green lettuce and dandelion greens and turnip greens, and I could go on and on because there's so many out there, microgreens. And the wonderful thing about greens is they're very low in calories and they're very high in nutrients, so minerals and vitamins and phytonutrients. And not only do they help with digestion and overall regularity because they're full of fiber, they also are great for your immune system. They also are great for your skin because they actually can help protect your skin cells against the damage from aging and the sun. They can help with your blood vessels, the health of your blood vessels. They decrease the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. So I could go on and on about how wonderful green leafy vegetables are. And I, of course, think that I feel very strongly that we should be having vegetables at every single meal. So I do think that we should have at least one green leafy vegetable every single day. And I'll go through how to actually incorporate them into each meal. But the wonderful thing about them is there's a large variety and you can eat them in different ways. So, most of us think probably about raw salad and how that can get boring. One thing I do recommend is mixing different greens because some of them are spicy and some are peppery and some are, sweeter. So if you mix them together, if you are going to eat them in a salad, it can definitely change the taste and it can give some pizzazz to the salad. You can also boil them, you can steam them, you can roast them, you can bake them, you can saute them, you can actually ferment them. Um, and you can just eat them raw, of course. You can add them to shakes raw. So there's so many different ways to eat them. Now I will give you some tips. So green leafy vegetables are fat soluble. So if you need to either cook them or eat them with some type of fat because then you'll be able to absorb and store the vitamins that they contain. And that's actually really, really easy because most of the time, if you eat them as a salad, you're going to have some kind of oil in the dressing, or you're going to have nuts and seeds on the salad, or maybe avocado, so some kind of healthy fat. Or if you're cooking them, you're probably going to cook them in some kind of fat. So coconut oil, or sesame oil, or olive oil, or avocado oil. I also love to put some acid and some spice on, in the salad or on the vegetables when you're cooking them. So with acid, you can use lemon juice, lime juice, or any kind of vinegar. And then spice, whatever you like for spice. I love red pepper flakes. You can put a little chili powder on there. even some turmeric or any kind of hot sauce that you normally use, so that can kind of take away a little bit of the bitterness that you would have from some of the actual greens. So let's go over how you can add them to every one of your meals. So for breakfast, I of course am a shake person, so I put some kind of green in my shake every day. And so that can be kale, that can be spinach, that can be riced cauliflower, that can be riced broccoli, arugula, romaine. Um, Actually, I'll put pretty much anything that I have in the fridge into my shake. If you're having eggs, so if you're doing either a scramble or an omelet, of course you can put any of those veggies in there. Just cook them first normally, because some of them actually the things like spinach don't need to be cooked for very long, but things like Brussels sprouts or asparagus, you probably want them cooked previously. And then you can even put some spinach on toast. You can just have them like asparagus um, with, a lot of people are just eating a regular meal as their breakfast, so it doesn't necessarily have to be what you'd think was a breakfast food. Lunch, dinner, you can have any of these as a side. You can eat any of them in a soup. You can eat any of them in like a casserole type thing. So lots and lots of ways to eat them and enjoy them. And I will add a link to my 7-day nutrition reset, because that actually gives you many different options, and it actually gives you recipes to add greens to every single meal. So you may enjoy that. One thing to remember is if you don't eat any greens at all, then start slowly, because just like with any food, if your body is not used to it, then you may have some issues with some gas at first. Once you're eating them on a regular basis, you will no longer have that, because your body will be able to break it down and absorb the nutrients in the vegetables. So hopefully this helps. I do want to go back and talk a little bit more about the gut-brain connection. I know I've posted several things about that. When you get stressed out, because the gut and the mind are completely connected, you may feel it in your belly. So you may get butterflies, you may get nausea, you may get pain, you may get diarrhea, you may get constipated, and that is the reason why. So you can kind of now understand that a little bit better. Also, 80% of your serotonin, which is your happy hormone, which makes you feel good, is made in the gut. So if the gut isn't healthy, then it's not able to make that serotonin, and then you may not be feeling as happy. So research has shown that people with depression have much lower levels of serotonin. And this can be, when I say unhappy gut, I mean the microflora, so the bacteria, the good bacteria and fungus that we have in our gut. It may not be where it should be, because there should be a large variety of it, and there's certain bacterias that we need at higher levels than others. So there's a lot to think about when it comes to the gut. So it's not just about eating healthy food, it's about being able to break it down and absorb it and use it. So hopefully all of this information helps you. If you have any questions, please submit those below. I don't see any questions right here, right now from anyone, but submit them and I will definitely get back to them and answer them. Hopefully at one point maybe we can actually get on a Zoom together so I can answer questions live. I absolutely love to do that, and give you more information about how to help your stress, your belly, and your overall health. All right, I hope you have a wonderful Thursday, and I will see you later.